Alright, so starting out here is a little overview of the park I've made so far. It's gonna be like my perfect parks, the dream park. Started with a little dive coaster. I'm playing an actual campaign, so I'll have to start slow to worry about finances and everything. But it's just a little basic dive coaster. Second drop's a little slow. I fixed it. Actually, what you'll see in a minute, it's a little bit faster. But right there, it's slow. This is all gonna be water. And essentially this park, it's kind of like a large, very large island on the center, which is gonna be like a traditional park, like Six Flags or something. And on the outside is gonna be all highly themed. It's like a ring around the island, highly themed areas similar to like Disneyland. So those are gonna be like, spend a lot of time texturing. I'm assuming this park is going to take me like months on months to like completely finish it. It's going to be very highly themed by the time it's completed. So here I'm starting to just all these flower texture I'm using. That's areas that I'm going to raise and lower for water. That's free to use. The water costs money. The terrain costs actual money in the challenge mode. So kind of like planning it, and doing it as I can. You won't watch all that for time. Alright, here's the park after, or the ride after I was able to get the water down. So I'm starting to kind of dress it up just like your typical Six Flags, a lot of rocks and scenery, not too much in the actual like immersion into an area. This ride I'm using kind of like bricks. I was starting out like a colonial type of theme, but then it turned into like a colonial industrial. It's called the Patriot. Just finishing off some of the landscaping, and then I'll show you the next ride that I have in a minute, and then we'll go over the layout that this park's gonna be. All right, so here's the next ride. It's the Wing Flight, or the held Wing Flight ride called Thunderbird, off of a real ride called the Thunderbird. I've modeled it pretty somewhat similar to that. It's a little different. So as I said, here's the water that goes around it. A lot of this ride's going to be over the water and goes through the mountains, but this is basically just texturing it out. I'll show you in a minute a POV of each of the rides and the progress I've made so far. I'm trying to figure out how to do like the main street without actually having a main street, because I didn't want, it seems like a lot of people are doing like typical main street. I'm trying to do something a little bit different, so I'll show you some POVs in a minute and some live shots. Alright, so here is the main street that I was talking about. It's a little bit different. I'll add in this area right here, I'll be adding, you know, a small gate, and then this something similar to like Universal Studios. You walk in, you're gonna have the tram in here, the monorail, and that'll take you around the outside of the park. And then I'll also have a train that'll run around like probably the inside. But right here for the overview, that's roughly where the water is gonna follow along here. This all in here will be like a Six Flags type park, like I said, and then around the outside will be different sections of different themes that'll be highly detailed, similar to like Disneyland. So you'll walk around and you'll enter like new themes through some kind of entrance. But anyways, this is what I have so far. You walk in, it's pretty grand. I'll detail this building eventually. It's just money's kind of an issue since I'm doing the actual challenge mode. But you come through, there's a ride on each side. I did that initially just to get money for the park, because I started playing, I was like, shit man, money's coming low. But yeah, this will all be very detailed, raised up here for the monorail station, which will go around the whole park. This is pretty, I got this almost all detailed now. This will be mountains here, so this will go up into the mountains, and it'll be design to it. This will be the next thing I do, is get this station done and detailed around the station, and in here, and finish up the mountains. And then in here is where I'm thinking I put this down, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, but I'm gonna have some type of village, I think, here for eating and everything, so you have just the view of that station. So when you're walking in this way, you're gonna see a pretty large, it's gonna be similar to the actual Thunderbird, a barn style. And then this view is also, that's a good view when you come at the park. That's the first thing you see is this, and then get that drop of this coaster, which we'll watch in a second. But I mean, this game is just great. That's what you can see. I'm in here and say, shit, I wanna ride that. It's awesome. Alright, let's do some live footage riding this. Let's see, where's this going at? Yeah, actually the next thing I'm gonna do is clean up around this. Detail that area so it's done, and then I'll connect the mountains to each side. So the next thing I'll be doing is basically this and this, getting that all completely detailed and finished. And then I'll probably work on that station, and then this whole area right here. Figure out what I'm actually gonna do. But let's try this to start for next. And then with this, I'm going to add probably some tunnels somewhere. I'm thinking maybe like a tunnel right there, or maybe right here would be cool. Across that island, not expecting it. Anyways, let me start doing some theming, and then I'll come back. Alright. Alright, so right here I'm starting to do some landscaping around the Thunderbird. Just making it look pretty natural, I guess. Because the problem that I've had with the parks before is that I made them, they were highly detailed, they looked good, but they kind of look cartoonish in a way. So with this park, I'm trying to get as realistic as landscaping as I can to make it actually look like this park might exist. So with that, getting the textures right, overlaying them and everything. One gripe I do have about the textures, though, here I'm starting a barn, the building for it to go through. But with the textures, is that you can only get the textures from the particular map you're playing on. I don't see why they would limit or take away the textures from the other maps. Like for instance, on this one, I'm playing the mountainous map, and I don't have the textures from the like say the tropical or the desert. And I mean, I plan on making a western area in this park, and not having those desert textures is going to be somewhat of a challenge, because all I really have with this mountainous textures is there's a little bit of sand and there's some like dead grass, so I'm going to have to use that a lot. But it'd be nice to have that nice orange sand texture. But anyways, here's the building that the Thundercat or the Thunderbird is going to be going through, and kind of continuing on. Actually, I haven't started yet, but I'm doing like a barn theme for this. So yeah, and then after this little bit, showing you the everything else that I have, which turned out to be amazing. So there's the front. I finished that up. Looks pretty good. I have the monorail finally in there. So here is, there's hats, fantastic. I fucking love that. Information building and some ATMs. Continuing on that barn theme. Looks really good. And I got a little wall going around the whole thing. There's the Patriot. Just showing you that. I got the theming done around that backside. Everything looks freaking really good so far. I'm amazed with this game. But, yeah, turning it around. There's that completed barn, the dive that it goes through. It looks great. And what else? Yeah, there's that station. On the other side, we got a gulpy there now. The wall that I was talking about that kind of encloses everything in just makes it look so freaking realistic. I mean, when you walk in the gate, look, this is what you see when you come in the park. It just looks, it looks incredible so far. I keep saying that probably, but look at the reflections in the water. It's incredible. There's the Patriot. Show that. It's probably the best view in the park. Alright, here I finally got some money, so now that's kind of where the island in the center is going to be. So all that will kind of continue on with the Great America theme, or like Six Flags theme. The outside, I notice I don't have that many kid rides yet, so that's what I'm going to be kind of focusing